Happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope that you're all doing well. Few announcements before I get started. So I've just recently made some fresh prosperity spell kits. So I have those in the office. The ones that are actually on sale this month are the healing spell kits. Those are for $10. But I had run out because everybody was needing the prosperity spell kits. So I have some fresh ones in there. And then there's been a lot of dream work lately. And so just to remind you that my dream work class is on sale this month in case you've been really wanting to start analyzing your dreams. And one final announcement is that tomorrow I'm going to be posting my monthly newsletter on my Patreon page. And I'm actually going to be reviewing this Slavic witchcraft book and also doing my usual astrology, land energies, and looking within ourselves. So if you have not signed up for my Patreon page yet, then go ahead and do so that way you can get that newsletter tomorrow. Okay. All right, so this past week has been a doozy. We start off okay with on Thursday the 8th, we had the Eight of Pentacles, and this was a very good work day. This was the Master Craftsman card. It's not just that you worked really good, but it's also that you had spiritual fulfillment with the work that you were doing. And then Friday is when it starts getting a little crazy. So we have the Snake. And usually I like snakes, but in this deck, this Lenormand Oracle deck, the snake actually represents betrayal, deceit, lies, and danger. And so it was just be on guard, just pay attention to your surroundings and don't trust everybody, especially if you're like buying something, like a salesperson might be swindling you or something like that. So that was Friday. And then Saturday on the dark moon, we had Inara. This is a Hittite dark goddess that she was an animal goddess, that she was a protectress of animals, and yet she also used a lot of trickery and deception in order to kill the dragon Ilyanka, which he already had done some bad stuff anyway. But the main meaning for that card on the dark moon was illusions and trickery. And so it's sort of like this continuation of this card from that day before. And then we get to Sunday, the new moon, and the card was the High Priestess inverted. And this was really a sign to really look within yourself and really tap into your spirit guides and to look at the inner mysteries as opposed to paying attention to what was going on, because I think that these energies were really continuing throughout that day, and that's what this was, sort of reality check. Hey, just ground yourself and just really pay attention to what it is that you need to be doing right now, especially concerning your own power, because that's what the High Priestess really represents, is power and her energies and magic. And then the crazy train continues with, on Monday we had the Mandrake inverted, and this represents amplification, obsession, and madness. So this was really, don't let others drag you down that rabbit hole of their madness. This could even be paranoia, just obsessing over something. Maybe people are trying to really control you, manipulate you in some way. And that's what these past few days, like Friday through Monday, was really that whole energy there of using illusions and deception and lies and fear to where we finally get to this madness that we were having to face. And then yesterday it sort of lightened up a bit. That was really good, because I was really getting tired of pulling all of these cards that were representing about the same really negative energy there. And so yesterday's card was the Sword Six. And Sword Six represents success after troubles. It could be a movement card. and also communication. So there was positive communication yesterday, and it was just that success after the past few days of crazy train right there, right? And then today's card was new location, and so this is a movement card. So that's really interesting that we have all of these. And when we started off with this positive energy about work, so I don't know what's going on with all of your work, but I'm hoping that everybody's okay. Because we have good work day and then holy cow, and then let's move away. So let's unpack this a little bit. Overall, it's been really crazy. Literally, I think that the dark moon really was bringing out a lot of illusions with people, because honestly, it's usually the full moon that has everybody that has any type of mental illness, illusions, deception, schizophrenia, things like that. It's usually during the full moon that those energies are a lot more heightened. But for some reason, this dark moon, new moon cycle seemed to have been really taking a toll on everybody. And I don't know if you all were having to deal with some people that had mental illness. I know I have. So it has been very, very accurate with just what was reflected in my life the past few days, and what all I needed to do or not do. And it's really difficult because our society just really does not handle mental health issues well, or at all. And so I really think that, if you do have somebody in your life that has been really struggling with mental illness, and these cards especially, I mean, this is not just a little bit of depression. This is not the depression energies. This is not a little bit of, anxiety. This is maybe schizophrenia, maybe major delusions in some way. I was even seeing just grandeur. That's what I was experiencing, was this grandeur, trying to make themselves seem more powerful or all-knowing than what they actually are. And what do you do with that? Well, you know what? There's only so much that you can do. I mean, if the person is a threat to themselves or to you, then you obviously need to contact some authorities in some way. But if it is just people that you work with, that it's not to the point where they are any harmful in some way, but they just are difficult to be around, then you really need to make sure to ground yourself and protect yourself. And that was what a lot of the messages were during these few days of really difficult times. That if people are really trying to deceive you, or manipulate you in some way, that and they are actually really off base, but they're very persuasive, then you need to really ground yourself, take a step back, and then really speak with your spirit guides. If it is something that is really disturbing, or that they're really trying to persuade you to do something or not do something, then talking to somebody else, talking to your spirit guides, talking, just to a friend that knows you, that knows, what is reality, what's not, and just check with them just to see, rather than keeping it to yourself. I think that is really honestly the best bet for dealing with these really difficult situations. So I'm not quite sure, honestly, why this dark moon was so it was like inverted energy of what is usually in the full moon energies. So I'm not quite sure what it was, other than just that there was a lot of deception, and I love darkness, but it's like, it was like a negative darkness, not just, because I love the dark, I love the night, I don't see it as evil. But when there is this negative energy, then that's when there's something wrong. Okay. So I'm hoping that you all are well. and that if this is just somebody in your family, then you may need to talk to some other family members about what to do concerning these delusions of this family member. If it's somebody that you work with, that's really difficult because unless you are, if it's just a coworker, then just trying to avoid them. If it's a friend, then that's a little more difficult. But you hopefully can be honest with them if you are truly friends, that you can give them your opinion on your concern for them. That maybe they just need to talk to somebody else. If they really are seeing things that actually aren't there, which, that's coming from a clairvoyant, right? So, with regular psychological tests and stuff, do you see things that aren't there? Well, what do I exactly say? I'm a clairvoyant, so I see things, but I know that it's just a vision. It's not a thing. So, it gets really, really tricky there, right? But we're talking, a lot of deception and trying to really control and manipulate another person into thinking the way that they're thinking. That's the concerning part there. So I'm actually going to be talking about some ways to cleanse yourself of this energy in my next video on my Patreon page. So I hope that you all are doing well. And as I said, if you are having to deal with some people with some major mental health issues, then I don't do it alone. I mean, there are a lot of 800 numbers and it's not just for people that are struggling with this, it's for people that don't know how to help somebody else with these issues. So please take it, call them and just ask. So what do I do with this situation? How do I handle this? And they can help you, a lot better than just you doing it alone. And it also it makes you feel better that you're not alone, right? So I hope that you're doing well. And if you, have anything that you have any thoughts over what was going on this past weekend, please feel free to message or just write in the comment section under this video what you think might have been going on, or if you experienced the same thing. You don't have to go into detail, but I've been talking to a lot of my friends about how they are experiencing the same thing. So I'm just curious if other people had experienced like this very off the wall energy for like 4 days straight. You all have a good rest of your evening, and I will see you all next Wednesday. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.